Happy morning and a wonderful evening, Masters. Welcome to today's meditation and wisdom sharing session. So, last Monday, we have started this wonderful book called Immortal Talks by Shunya. So, today we'll continue the book, and I want all of you to just close your eyes and listen through the story and imagine. It's a beautiful story. Um, this chapter that we are going to talk today talks about alternate realities, and it's a very intriguing story, but a lot of wisdom is hidden there. So before we jump into this chapter today, I'll just go through the overview of what we have discussed in the previous session. So this book, Immortal Talks, is written as a wisdom that has been shared by the immortal Lord Hanuman with the tribes of Matang, which are located somewhere in Sri Lanka. So that wisdom that has been shared with this tribal people, for every 41 years, Hanumanji goes and visits them and imparts wisdom to them. So this book starts with two monks, Hanudas and his associate, who were secretly observing a group of tribal people, because Hanudas was going through a lot of misery in his life. He had lived life to his fullest with respect to materialistic world, but when he lost his son and his wife, he wanted to attain salvation. He wanted to know the essence and meaning for his life, because there was no more attachment for him to the materialistic world. Now he's more detached from that world and he's traveling within himself. So that quest made him to search for that immortal Hanuman, where he came across through discussions and his visions, where he happened to see him once or twice for a couple of seconds. So he wanted to know more about this person or this being called Hanuman. So he happened to, track this tribal people, and in the process of following them, he finds little codes everywhere, and he tries to decode those codes, and he later comes to know that this is the wisdom that these people were given by Hanuman, and they were put in the form of codes in different places in that forest area for them to remember also. So in that way, this beautiful book called Immortal Talks came out. And this book, it reveals the mysteries of life. It talks about the secrets of one's own spiritual powers. It talks about parallel realities. It talks about karma. It talks about what attachment to emotions lead to. It talks about time and space continuum. So much different topics are depicted in this book, and each chapter talks about one story, and a wisdom is given through that particular story. So in this, we are talking today on the first chapter of this book, and the name to this chapter is called as Alternate Mother. So I'll just share a PPT just for you to see the pictures to understand what we are going to talk today. So yeah. So today we are going to talk about this topic called as alternate mother. So here we come across three important characters in this story of alternate mother. So the characters here we come across are two women named as Sucheta and Vicheta, and there is this head of the Matang tribe who is called as Baba. Now, what happens in this particular scene is that this is happening among the Matang community, where the head of the tribe, Baba, is called upon for an urgent meeting. And Matang tribe is very dissoluted tribe. It's very deep inside the forests of Sri Lanka somewhere, and they have no understanding, or they haven't seen the external materialistic world. So they're very peaceful people who are following the teachings of Hanuman every day. They follow the laws of karma, the universal laws. Every wisdom of the universe is given to them. So this is more or less a very peaceful community. The emotions are always at check, and they are in essence with the nature and animals and everything. They're living with the nature and around. So this is a point of time where Baba was called upon. It was late in the evening. The sun hasn't set yet. And they were sitting in this particular, what do you say, place where the meeting is happening. And these two women approach Baba saying that they need help in getting some justice over something. Now the Baba is told that uh, Sucheta, who is the mother of Chitta, there's a baby boy that she has. His name is Chitta. Now, this Sucheta, who is the mother of Chitta, says that Vicheta has hijacked my baby. She has taken my baby, and now she's claiming that she's the mother of my baby. Now, I need justice. So, this is a common story that we all have heard when it comes to the King Solomon and also the Bali Chakravarti story, where two women were approached and the justice was given. But this is a very different story. So what happens here is that when Sucheta comes to Baba saying that this lady Vicheta has taken my baby and she's now claiming that she's the mother of the baby whose name is Chitta, Baba gets into confusion here because this is a very small tribe and everyone know each other, and everyone has seen Sucheta being pregnant or going through that labor pains, bringing up the child and everything. Now Baba is confused, like how come Vicheta so openly, so boldly comes out saying that Chitta is her son, when everyone knows that Sucheta is the mother of Chitta. Now what happens is that Sucheta says that Vicheta has put some black magic over the kid, and the kid is now not even coming to me. He's very happy with Vicheta. Now even Baba is confused because usually kid cries when it's taken away from the baby, from the mother. But here, the Chitta is very happy with Vicheta, the other mother. And the whole community is also surprised. So Baba gets into confusion and he says that he also, for a period of time, thinks that, maybe Vicheta has done some black magic on the baby because she was not having baby. And she is trying for a baby for a very long time and she was not having a baby, and maybe she did something like that. But what happens is that Vicheta starts crying, and even Sucheta starts crying. Now Baba's wife, she comes down and holds the hand of Vicheta, the mother who is claiming that she's the true mother of the baby, that she tries to hold her hand and tries to console her. Now Vicheta says very confidently that how can you people deceive me? Because it's me who has taken care of the baby Chitta. I have went through the labor pains. It was Baba who has come here and did the ceremony to Chitta on the 21st day, on the 7th day. How can you people be so, ruthless towards me and doubt me? So now Sucheta, who everyone thinks is a real mother, she comes and says that either we all are deluded or you are deluded. So now with that one word, Baba gets into confusion, the head of the tribe. Now he didn't want to give any hasty decisions because they are a very small tribal group and he didn't want to upset either Sucheta or Vicheta. So he says that, okay, now I'm in confusion. I'll better go and ask for suggestion to our ancestral, energies or ancestral souls. So now the sun is about to set and it almost dark. It's almost dark, and now he says that it's a very right time. I'll go to the ancestral hill where the energies of their ancestral souls come every night for a particular time to help these people to go through give them any wisdom or anything if they have any confusion. Now these are the energies that they could connect at that particular mountain cliff. So Baba decides to go there. Now Sucheta, Vicheta along with the kid also accompany Baba, and they go through that path for about 2 hours. They reach the bottom of the cliff, and there Baba, they have to go up the cliff, and there is a rope that's tied, and eventually something happens. The rope didn't get tied properly, and Baba loses the rope, and he's in a lot of confusion and everything. And meanwhile, after some time, when they thought that now nothing is going to happen, and both the ladies are like crying left and right, and suddenly Baba sees a small rope coming through the mountain cliff. He climbs through the rope, and even the ladies follow both the woman and the baby is carried up the rope onto the mountain cliff. Now, Baba, to his amazement, he sees that it's not a rope, but it is the tail of Lord Hanuman. And he gets amazed because that was a divine appearance of Lord Hanuman. His energies were vibrating, and Baba's physical body could not contain with the energies of Hanuman. And even it took a lot of time for the body to even stand near that energies. So finally, Baba, he bows down to Hanuman with devotion, and he says that he wishes Hanuman a welcome, saying that we welcome you to this land of mortals, and I express my deepest gratitude to you, Deva, that the immense love and the devotion and the unconditional love and the wisdom that you have been sharing with our tribe is amazing, and I express my gratitude with respect to the entire Matang tribe. And Hanuman just gives Hanumanji just laughs, and he says that, oh, so you are saying that it's me who have come to your place, or it's you who have come to me. Now Baba understood the tweak and the humor behind it, and he could understand that Hanumanji is already starting to impart wisdom. Because when that line was told by Hanuman, he understood that it was he, through his austerity or through sustaining through his spiritual practices, consistently for 41 years, made him to see Lord Hanuman through his both naked eyes. Otherwise, he could not have never seen Lord Hanuman. Even though if he's sitting in front of you, you could not have seen him. Just because he has stuck to his spiritual path, he has raised his vibrations, he could see the divine Deva in front of him. So in that way, that was the teaching that was given to him, that it was his austerity, his sincerity and discipline of his spiritual path that made him to see the immortal, magnificent Hanuman. So Baba took his word, and then he said that I am in a confusion right now, Deva, that I need a proper understanding to this particular situation that these two women are going through, Sucheta and Vicheta, on who is the real mother of the baby. The baby's name is Chitta. So now Hanuman sees Chitta and he says that I think Chitta is very comfortable. I think he's enjoying in the lap of Vicheta. Now Vicheta is holding very tightly Chitta, and she didn't want to give the baby. Now everyone is like in confusion, in fear, in all emotions. Everyone was going through different emotions. Now Baba tries to explain with his ignorance to Hanumanji that no Hanumanji, this is not the thing. The thing is that we all have seen Sucheta going through the labor pains and giving birth to Chitta, but we don't know about this Vicheta. Why is she suddenly, all of a sudden, just 2 days on the day of new moon, 2 days back, she suddenly started to have motherly feelings to Chitta. And Chitta is also having the same kind of feelings towards Vicheta. Now Hanumanji says that it's Chitta who decides who his mother is. And when Baba tries to interrupt Hanumanji, Hanumanji says that Baba wanted to say that Chitta is a small kid, what will he know? But Hanumanji says that Chitta is not a small kid. Don't go with the physical body. He is a soul who has gone through many, many, many lifetimes. At the soul level, he's as old as any one of you in the Matang tribe. So suddenly when Hanumanji was telling all this, Chitta starts giggling, and slowly Baba starts to understand a new language out of the smile of Chitta. And he could hear Chitta speaking words. And slowly Chitta starts telling his story that in his previous lifetime, he was a monk who was wandering in the quest to find the spiritual or the supreme truth. He was wandering, losing his mind, with respect to time and space. He has no understanding where he was going. He has no meaning. He was just going through all over the place to attain salvation. So when he was doing this process, He was on outskirts of some village in some place in India, and suddenly he says that, previously in the first chapter in the prologue, I've told you that where Hanumanji, where the guru of Hanudas says to Hanudas that, Maya acts in very, very, very different ways. You don't even know how it will act. For some time, you feel like you are away from Maya, away from this illusionary world, but you'll get surprised how a situation will trigger it, because it always wants to pull you towards it. It's like a magnetic force that is always trying to pull the soul of yours into this illusionary world. So here, even though the monk, that is the Chitta in his previous lifetime, he was in that path of salvation. He has lost complete attachment towards his physical body. His mind was asleep. Nothing. He was not trying to understand the reality that he was in. He was just there in a meditative state, but going through different places. He has lost the track of time and the space that he has in. And suddenly, his Maya tries to trigger his mind, which is asleep, saying that you are thirsty, you will die. Now, Chitta says that even though I know that this is some kind of Maya, I can be very strong with my spiritual practice and overcome it. I felt that, okay, let me go and have some water, even after knowing it. So he went searching for water, and he saw that there is a house in the outskirts of the village. He goes into that house and he finds that a small boy is sitting in the charpoy. It is like a bed-like structure made out of coconut coir on the outside of the house, and there is a small tree, and the boy is watching I think he's counting the tree leaves on the tree, and he is in his own imaginary world. Now, as the monk enters into the house, he sees the boy and he requests the boy that he would like to have a glass of water. The boy immediately goes into the house, and the monk follows the boy into the house, and there he sees that the house is full in darkness. There is no great lively energy in the house, and he hears a feeble noise, a grumbling noise coming from a corner of the house. A lady who is trying to speak but is unable to understand the words, and she's coughing, and she's in deep pain. He could understand from the sounds, and he sees that the lady is very weak. He could see almost skeletons, and she's looking as if she's very near to the deathbed. Now the boy comes and gives the water to the monk, and the monk, when he sees this horrific thing, he felt like, drinking water in the presence of that lady who's suffering with pain. He felt it was very ugly, and there's a lot of guilt for him. That emotion just rose up, and he was feeling compassionate. There was a lot of love and compassion that was coming from him towards the child and towards the mother. And he's trying to see that how he can help that particular lady who's going through that pain. And immediately he describes here beautifully that, our mind always wants to either be in pain, excessive pain, or excessive pleasure. So here, when he was feeling very, very thirsty. I think it was days he didn't even have water. So the thirst, we can imagine how much thirst he was having. Now, when he saw this particular scene, immediately his mind fluctuated from that having water towards being in that pain of watching that lady and feeling that guilt, emotion of guilt, or trying to help, all this emotions that he was going through, because he was also feeling pain when he was watching that lady. And he asks that little child that how can I help, what has happened with your mother, or where is your father, and everything. But the child was not responding, and suddenly he glanced to the entire house, and he found that there is nothing lively there. He could see a small portrait of Hanumanji on one corner, and suddenly he realizes that two people entered the house, and he understands by seeing them that one is the father and the other one is a Charlton. He's like the village doctors. So he's trying to give some pain medication to the woman, but the monk was when one emotion starts up, everything catches up. So he immediately raises his voice and he says that what has happened and why, what are you doing with that lady? The Charlton says that the lady is very weak. She has no chances to live, and whatever I'm giving a medication for her to ease her pain. And later he was told that the lady is going through a very advanced stage of cancer. There is no coming back. So all we can do is give her medication so that she gets relief from the pain and she smoothly passes away. Now, listening to that, the monk, he feels very, uh, what do you say? He expresses that the compassionate love is coming, but there is a lot of emotion of guilt and emotion of helplessness underneath. But I was thinking it was just that unconditional love or something, or compassionate emotion that was coming out. Because when the boy was giving water to the monk, he could see a burn mark on the hand of the boy. And when he asked, the boy says that I was cooking food, and he was just a 5 years old boy. I was cooking food and some that I got burnt. So when seeing this whole situation, he feels very, helpless, and he gets deep into those emotions. And suddenly he starts hating the universe, and he starts judging the god. He even says to Hanumanji that how can you do this to your what do you say people, your devotees? How can you give them so much pain and everything? So when he was doing this, suddenly um, he loses consciousness. And after a period of time, when he realizes that he is aware of his when he comes back to his consciousness, he sees that he was sleeping on a charpoy. And he sees that this father of the boy is holding his neck. And he sees this lady earlier who was in the deathbed, almost on the deathbed, happily, very healthily sitting beside him, taking care of him. Now, out of a shock, he just wakes up from the bed and he thinks that what am I seeing? This lady, just like couple of minutes back, I was seeing her on a deathbed. The child was very, what do you say, depressed. He was not talking. And what is this? She's happy, she's healthy. And am I dreaming or what? So suddenly he's very much confused. He's in a paradox. So he tries to, convey to the lady and the father, mother and the father, and even he starts speaking that, you were in a deathbed. I just came back a couple of minutes back to your house asking for water. And he describes their entire house, even says that your child was cooking and his hand was burned. And the lady, she gets so fearful that, this guy is a monk. And right, in the villages and everywhere, you can't speak against the monks. You have to be very respectful, in the context that they might give you some kind of bad what do you say, sharp or something. So they used to be like that. So she was feeling very frightful because this guy is speaking something, and but he knows everything about the house, and nothing was matching. She was confused, and she goes down in front of the monk saying that please forgive us if we have done anything wrong, but we saw you on the road falling, where you fell unconscious because we were returning from the field for our lunch break to eat some food to our house. And when we saw you, we brought you to our house, and just we were giving, what do you say, trying to make you drink some water. You got up, and now you're speaking something which you have no idea what it is. Now this monk gets confused. He's like, it was very real. How, what was happening? So in that confusion, he comes, he says, he drinks some water, and now he understands that these people have no idea what was going. So he just comes out of the house and he goes to a nearby pond, and there he sits into this meditative state, where he loses into this meditative sleep. And there he now goes into a reality where there's so much light under the tree, and he sees two tunnels in front of him. And one tunnel is lit with red, and the other tunnel is lit with green. And he hears a voice from the back saying that, soul, O beautiful soul, due to your rigorous um, quest towards an spiritual path or rigorous path towards austerity, uh, you are given a boon where you can select any one of those tunnels. Each tunnel is a reality. And when he hears that voice, and with that listening to each and every one, he walks into the towards that red tunnel. And this tunnel, he walks into that tunnel, and its tunnel is more like a uh, yeah. So this tunnel is more like there is a motion picture that is running. It's like a movie that is running in the tunnel. What do you say? Shot by shot, shot by shot. And you can go back, and even you can go forward also, wherever whatever shot you want to watch. And he realizes that he sees a monk, and he sees that monk walking towards the village, and he falls unconscious. Sorry, he feels thirsty, and he goes to a nearby house and everything. Now he understood that this was a reality he had just had a couple of minutes back. But here, when he's watching that whole scene, just like a movie that is happening in the tunnel, he feels he's detached from that person, that monk who is going through. He's not having that emotions, nothing. He's just seeing something as if he's watching a movie without any emotions. And he was feeling very light-hearted, and the feeling was very different. So he watches that entire thing, and at that point of time, the voice comes from the back saying that if you want to choose from or choose to go through this particular reality of a red tunnel, the moment when you'll exit, you will be seen fallen unconsciously near a pond, and you'll get up. And once you get up, you will go through that feeling of helplessness. You'll go through that feeling of feeling guilty of not helping, questioning everything, questioning God, questioning your own existence. And you'll be in that pain for the rest of your life till you understand what is happening. So this is a reality that you can have if you want to exit through this red tunnel. And suddenly, when he was standing in the red tunnel, he sees there is a door that connects between the red tunnel and the green tunnel. And this is like a shortcut into that green tunnel. So this is one reality that you can choose. And again, voice comes from the behind saying that if you open this door, it is a shortcut into that green tunnel. And you enter into that green reality, just like the paradox that you went. You will enter into that reality feeling that just a couple of minutes back, this lady was on the bed, and now she's healthy. What has happened? And in that confusion, you try to ask them, and they won't understand what is happening. And again, you'll walk to a nearby pond, you'll sleep there, and you lose your consciousness, and you'll get up. And again, you'll live with that reality, like what was happening and everything. This is a reality that you can choose. So if you want to open that door, you can go into that reality. Or else you can come back and go through the green tunnel from the beginning. So he didn't choose neither of those tunnels, and he just comes back, and he enters into the green tunnel. So in the green tunnel, again, the motion picture runs. He watches everything. Here, what happens is that he's wandering like a monk in the purpose of understanding himself, attaining salvation and everything. And suddenly he falls unconscious, and this woman and the man who are coming from the farm, they'll pick this man, this monk, and they'll take him to the house. They'll give the water. The monk will also have no idea, because he has no understanding to the previous realities. He'll just see the family. The family is very happy, and the boy is also very happy. And he'll have some water, and he'll come back. On the way, he'll go and sit on the pond, near a pond, and he'll be into his meditation, and that's it. His life will go on. So these are the three realities that you can pick, whatever you want. So after seeing that, the monk says that I'll choose none of those realities, because all the three of them are illusions. I don't want to choose any of these three realities. Now a voice comes from the behind saying that from the place that you are, because he is at a place that is beyond time space matrix. So it is the outside the sphere of space time, where everything is shunya, everything is like nothingness. And there are countless interconnected tunnels running all around that space time ball, from where we can access any scene or any particular reality and we can live on. So he is at that particular space. So the voice from his behind says that right now you are in this space and all these three realities are looking like an illusion to you. But once you choose a tunnel and you want to enter into the tunnel and you exit through the tunnel, you will enter into this illusion as a new reality. And you will feel the pain, you will feel the pleasure, you will feel the emotions so very real that it is very difficult for you to believe that you are in an illusion. So for that, the monk says that, so I don't want to live in this illusion. And then the voice from his behind, I want to exit through this illusion. I don't want to go through this cycle of birth and death, pain and pleasure. No more. I'm done. Now I want to exit. So when he says that, a voice from his behind says that now you can turn and see me. And when he turns and sees, he sees that he is immortal Hanuman. And the moment he sees, that's it. He loses consciousness. And now he wakes up like Chitta. So Matang community is the most beloved community for Hanumanji. And he brings the soul of Chitta, or he directs the soul of Chitta to this particular community. So where his spiritual path towards salvation will be easy and he can attain it very fast. So when that lifetime has ended, Hanumanji says that it is that soul of that monk who has now born as Chitta here. And Hanumanji says that, so in that reality, the monk, he dies and his body is taken and cremated. That's it. So now here, the problem here is that Chitta is still in that paradoxical world. Now what happens here is that because he's fighting between there's a fight that is happening between who is the real mother of Chitta, and for Chitta also, he's feeling that Sucheta is his mother sometimes, Vicheta is his mother sometimes. So now Hanumanji, when Baba asks, everyone comes to know about this truth, and now everyone is like, okay, they are normal now. They understood the reality. Now the Baba asks, like, what is this paradox for Chitta? How can he understand his reality? Because he's, what do you say, getting rubbed between these two realities. So now Hanumanji says that just like 3 days before, back on the day of new moon, the soul of Chitta approached me saying that I want to go through this, what do you say, understanding that I am in this illusionary world. I want it to be reminded for me every minute. I want to get reminded for myself that I am in this illusionary world. So please help me accordingly. So it was then I have provided Chitta with 7 realities. So the first reality or the first timeline was, in this timeline, Sucheta is his mother, and Vicheta, the other lady, has no motherly feelings. That's it. This is one reality. And the second reality is Sucheta is his mother, but Vicheta has painful one-sided motherly feelings for him. And the third reality is Vicheta is his mother, and Sucheta holds no motherly feelings for him. And the fourth reality is Vicheta is his mother, but Sucheta has very painful one-sided motherly feelings for him. The fifth reality is a blend of the first and third, where Sucheta and Vicheta become his mother alternatively for a fortnight, like for maybe 10 days, Sucheta is his mother, and after 10 days, Vicheta is his mother. But there is no conflict between the two women. And no conflict in the sense that when Sucheta is his mother, Vicheta is not feeling jealous or not feeling attached to Chitta. she accepts Sucheta is Chitta's mother for the rest 14 days or 10 days. So it's very subtle understanding towards both women. Now in the sixth reality, where happens the Sucheta and Vicheta become his mother alternatively for a fortnight, but there is a conflict because one is the mother and the other has, when Sucheta is mother, Vicheta is feeling very disheartened and painful. And when Vicheta is becoming mother, Sucheta is feeling very disheartened and painful. And the seventh reality is Chitta as a child will be abandoned and Sucheta and Vicheta have no motherly feelings for him. So these were the 7 realities that were given to Chitta to choose. And Chitta, he chooses the 6th reality out of the 7, which is Sucheta and Vicheta will be his mother every fortnight, and one will be jealous of the other whenever he's taken as a baby by the other mother. So when Sucheta is mother, Vicheta will feel very jealous, and when Vicheta is mother, Sucheta will feel very jealous. So this is the reality that he picked up, and that is the timeline that right now Chitta is the monk, the soul who has approached Hanumanji. Then Chitta was taken into that reality. Now Chitta is living in that reality. So after this explanation, both the women understood that this is the plan that Chitta, the life choice or the life plan that Chitta has chosen for himself. And even they will have that, obviously they'll go through that feelings. So because the main thing for Chitta to choose this particular reality is because he always wants to be reminded of this illusionary world that we sometimes very passionately get attached to. We get attached to this illusionary world, saying that, my things, my family, my friends, or this is mine, that is mine, my children, my this. So he wants to move away from this illusionary world. So that's why he wanted to pick that particular reality where he has to face this paradox every 14 days that, either of the mothers will be claiming him that he's their son. So he'll be reminded of that illusion that he has right now, in the Maya that he is right now. So this is purely his free will, his choice that he asked for and he was provided with. So with that understanding, everything gets solved, and the ladies and the Baba, they thank Lord Hanuman and they just go back. So this particular chapter, it definitely focuses on different realities of life. It talks about parallel universes and the realities and the choices everyone makes, which create their own realities. So the free will that each one of us exercise, that we always exercise, it is through that free will we are choosing our reality. Everything is happening with our free will. And it's our choices that are making our reality. So whatever choices that we pick, we enter into that particular timeline and we live through that particular tunnel, just like Chitta has chosen here. So this is more or less the takeaway from this particular chapter. And I would say here is that the author has beautifully put the names of these characters here, because when you hear the word Chitta, it means mind, and Sucheta means good, and Vicheta means bad. So our mind usually dwells between good and bad. While life will never stop, we get rubbed or rubbled in this duality of right and wrong without even realizing its impact, that we are in this illusion. But only few souls, after running for so long, they get tired of or bored with this duality, and they want to attain moksha, and they're blessed to have moksha because of their determination, their courage, and their practices that they go through that path. And here we need to understand also that moksha is not just becoming like a sage or a saint or something, but it means like being in peace with oneself, understanding and accepting of what is happening with your life. So the very essence, when one person becomes very peaceful, no matter how much is happening around you, that's the state of moksha. So what happens is that usually whenever we lose hope or we get tired of the situations or the life that are happening in our life, we need to remember that we are fully protected and cared and loved by invisible powers. It's your higher self. So that time, that invisible power, it will act and show you a path. Same as Lord Hanuman showed path to Baba here, the Matang's head, where he lost because he was so confused and everything, and he lost the rope. He didn't put it properly. He had to climb up, and there came Hanuman, throwed his tail, and brought him up. Or in the case where he's unable to take a judgment, in the case of Chitta, and he loses control and he speaks little loudly, and he even judges the situation. So we always need to remember that we get some kind of signals before anything good or bad happens in anyone's life, but we ignore it or forget about it, usually due to the stress, the cocktail of emotions that we go through, or the busyness of this materialistic world. So when we try to cut off those things, which we really don't need, which is mainly that you don't do things just to impress others' life for yourself or do what you like, because egos and ambitions make life or make a person very rude, and we think that rudeness is true reality. So rudeness can make you feel superior for a while, but it will detach you from the life very slowly. So that is very important. So here, this particular chapter, it talks about that we're always under the protection and the guidance of our higher self, and it's our choices that determines our reality that we are in. So it's purely our choice. It's every decision, every choice that you're taking is determining your reality. And we need to understand that we are surrounded by this illusionary Maya, and it's very important that we don't get carried away, because Maya is always at work. It will try to pull us just like a magnet. So even though we'll think that, okay, now I'm in a peaceful state and everything, some situation will come and that you get, if you're not aware, you will just get carried away into it. So we need to be in this world. They say be detached towards the attachments, but it's very easier to set, but it requires a process of everyday practice of being aware of it. That's it. That is the only thing that if we keep on doing, it will help us into that path. So this is my takeaway, but I would like to listen to your understandings and what you felt through this story. So anyone wants to share anything, please do. Thank you. Yes.
Awesome. So my question is like, as you said, right? The monk in the previous life, that boy, the Chit, he was a monk in the previous life, and he gave a option for to choose one out of seven reality. Right? So my question is, are you trying to say like when we came to this earth, at that time we choose one reality, and we will the situations will be given to us because we chose that particular thing? I mean, every soul has some plan, right?
Yeah.
So plan is something like, if I compare it with this story, right? Plan is something like we ourselves choose something that becomes our soul plan, and the situation will come to us. Since we choose some plan, it will come to us, and it depends upon us how we tackle it. Is it my understanding is correct, or
Yeah.
I'm taking it on the other way?
Yeah, I think it's as you said. Here, when Chitta, sorry, the monk choose that reality of Chitta, he wanted to go through that particular experience of understanding that every day that he's in this world, illusionary world. So that was a reality that he felt that would help him to go through that process. So even though Hanuman provided him with 7 realities, he didn't suggest him to take anything. It was purely his choice, and he picked up the 6th one and he went through, because as a soul he felt that it will be helpful for him to go through that process of understanding Maya more and not to get carried away with it. So yeah, that was purely the soul's plan and soul's choices, and that was what he took, just like what you said.
Thank you.
Okay, master. So the, yeah, blossom. Blossom.
Where we can see the
Yeah.
sessions.
Okay, I lost
Where
your
we can
voice.
see where we can see the recording.
Oh, the recording. It is in the Spiritual Tablets USA YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, masters, then we'll go through a meditation. Connect with your higher self. Sleep. Make the mind sleep for some time. So yeah, whenever you're ready, just have some water. Give me your spectacles. Sit in a nice, comfortable position. Crisscross your legs, interlock your fingers, close your eyes. Just for the next couple of minutes, be with yourself, connect with yourself. Slowly observe your physical body from head to toe. Breathe in and breathe out normally, but scan your physical body slowly from head to toe. Just connect with your physical body. Observe your forehead, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your jawline, your chest, your abdomen, stomach. Bring your attention onto your physical body. Your lower legs, your knees, your ankles. Just scan. And whenever you're ready, bring your attention towards your chest. Now slowly start observing your breath, your in-breath and your out-breath. Just be with your breath. Observe your breath. No forceful inhalation, no forceful exhalation. Just observe your breath. Just observe how your body is breathing. Be with your breath. Masters, let us express our gratitude. Just be thankful for this wonderful moment that we all have chosen for ourselves to live with every aspect of this life, whether it's the people that you have in your life, your family, your friends, the nature that we get connected, the external reality, the things that we have in our life. Appreciate them always, because these are the tools that we use every day to make our life easy, more amazing. So appreciate all those things. Appreciate the nature, the sun, the moon, everything, and love the life that you have, because it's what you have chosen for yourself. Be connected to your inner self always. Masters, whenever you're ready, just bring your awareness back to your physical body. Feel your physical body. Feel the space around yourself. Come back to this reality. And slowly, comfortably, whenever you're ready, just rub your fingers and put those fingers onto your eyes and open your eyes slowly. Drink some water if you want. Thank you, Masters. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. And we'll all see you again tomorrow. And we'll meet next week, same time, Monday evening, US time, and Tuesday morning, India time, to discuss about this wisdom from this beautiful chapter, Immortal Talks.